Now to Turkey, where authorities have detained at least 120 people, including opposition party members and a former mayor in the western city of Izmir. Turkey's third largest city is governed by the main opposition party, the Republican People's Party, or CHP. The operation came out before a CHP rally, which is now taking place in Istanbul. It marks 100 days since the arrest of the city's mayor, Ekrem Imamoglu, who is also President Erdogan's main political rival. The Turkish government says these latest arrests are part of a corruption investigation. So let's join our correspondent, Julia Hahn, who is at that rally in Istanbul. Welcome, Julia. What's going on there?
Well, a crowd has gathered here outside Istanbul's City Hall at the same time. I hope you can see that. There's a massive police presence. I've seen many officers carrying shields and rubber bullet guns. So they are ready to intervene, and we've already seen some scenes of confrontation and scuffles here right behind us. Now people here tell me they are very angry about what they say is an intensifying legal crackdown on the main opposition party here in Turkey, the CHP. You mentioned the detentions in Izmir today. There have been similar operations here in Istanbul, and today marks 100 days since the city's very popular mayor, Ekrem Imamoglu, was formally arrested over corruption charges, which he denies, and removed from office, and with him dozens of other city officials and opposition party members. So people are here to show their support for the mayor, to show that they are against what they say is a series of maneuvers, political maneuvers against the opposition, and many also tell me they are afraid that Turkey is drifting further into authoritarianism.
OK, so there is a context to this. Tell us about that. Tell us about those allegations of corruption that the government says is why they've made these arrests, and this political manoeuvring, which is why the opposition what the opposition thinks is going on.
Well, depending on who you talk to or listen to, you will get some very different versions of what is happening here, right? Turkish state prosecutors, the judiciary, say they believe they have credible evidence that these people they have detained and arrested are involved in crimes such as corruption and graft, and that they need to be tried and brought to justice, right? But then you have opposition supporters, the opposition party itself says this is not true. This is a politically motivated attempt to silence the opposition and to eliminate particularly Ekrem Imamoglu, who is widely seen as the only man who could have beaten President Erdogan at the ballot box and changed Turkey's political future. The government has so far always insisted that the judiciary operates independently, but many people here who took to the streets, they don't believe that.
And so what impact is this having on Turkish politics, Julia? I'll try that again. What impact is this having on Turkish politics, Julia?
I can hear you now. Well, I think it further polarized Turkish politics, Turkish society. It has further divided people who are supporters of the ruling alliance of the Islamic conservative AKP of President Erdogan and its nationalist MHP allies, and other people who are voting and supporting the secular opposition here in Turkey. I hear that a lot from young people here at this protest, that they really want to see a different Turkey. They don't think the government is solving the country's massive issues, the economic crisis. They also say they feel limited in their personal freedoms, with many restrictions on freedom of opinion, freedom of expression, and they do want to see a different Turkey. And right now they feel like with this crackdown on the opposition, the government, the judicial system is taking away a chance for them to see a different Turkey with a different leadership, and that is creating a certain sense of frustration and despair, especially among many young people I speak with.
Thanks for that, Julia. Julia Hahn in Istanbul.